The Bermuda Triangle mystery, finally explained. For over a century, countless ships and planes have vanished in a mysterious stretch of ocean. Some say it's cursed. Others blame aliens, time warps, or magnetic fields. This region is known as the Bermuda Triangle, a name that still sparks fear and fascination. But what's really going on in this patch of sea? Let's dive into the mystery and discover the truth. What is the Bermuda Triangle? The Bermuda Triangle is a loosely defined area in the western part of the North Atlantic Ocean, forming a triangle between 3 points: Miami, Florida, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and the island of Bermuda. It spans roughly 500,000 square miles of open ocean, a vast stretch of sea that, despite its beauty, has earned a chilling reputation. Often called the Devil's Triangle, this region has been linked to hundreds of unexplained disappearances over the past century. More than 300 ships and aircraft are said to have vanished under mysterious and often terrifying circumstances, sometimes without a single distress call, wreckage, or clue. The most infamous of these cases is Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy TBM Avenger torpedo bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale on a routine training mission. Within hours, radio transmissions revealed the pilots were disoriented, reporting compass malfunctions and strange environmental conditions. Their voices grew increasingly panicked, until they fell silent. No wreckage was ever found. Even more puzzling, a rescue plane dispatched to search for them, along with its 13 crew members, also disappeared. That same year, another tragedy struck. The USS Cyclops, a 542-foot Navy cargo ship carrying over 300 men and 10,000 tons of manganese ore, vanished while en route from Barbados to Baltimore. It sent no SOS and left no debris. It remains the single largest non-combat loss of life in U.S. Navy history. Over the decades, the Bermuda Triangle has become a symbol of unexplained loss, a place where the ocean seems to swallow its victims whole, leaving behind only questions, theories, and speculations. These eerie disappearances have sparked countless theories. While some lean towards science, others dive deep into the realm of the bizarre and speculative. Theory 1. Magnetic anomalies. Some researchers point to strange magnetic fields in the area that could interfere with compass readings. Normally, compasses point to magnetic north, but in certain zones, including parts of the Bermuda Triangle, true north and magnetic north align, potentially leading to navigational confusion. Pilots and sailors unfamiliar with this rare phenomenon might unknowingly veer off course. Theory 2. Methane gas bubbles. Geologists have discovered large methane hydrate deposits beneath the seafloor in various ocean regions. If these deposits were to suddenly rupture, they could release vast quantities of methane gas, dramatically reducing the water's density. This could cause ships to lose buoyancy and sink almost instantly. While this process has been recreated in labs, there's still little concrete evidence it happens frequently, if at all, in the Bermuda Triangle. Theory 3. Sudden storms and rogue waves. The North Atlantic is notorious for violent weather. Fast-forming thunderstorms, waterspouts, and turbulent sea conditions can appear without warning. Even more dangerous are rogue waves, massive, spontaneous swells that can reach over 100 feet tall. These waves have been known to sink massive ships in moments. Satellite data has confirmed the Bermuda Triangle is a hotspot for such phenomena, suggesting nature itself might be the region's most terrifying force. Theory 4. Aliens, time warps, and lost civilizations. Of course, no list of Bermuda Triangle theories would be complete without the more extraordinary ones. Some believe the area is a hotspot for alien activity, abductions by UFOs that leave no trace. Others suggest time distortions or interdimensional rifts where ships and planes are transported elsewhere, never to return. A few even claim the legendary lost city of Atlantis lies beneath the waves, its ancient energy pulling vessels into the depths. While there's zero scientific proof for these ideas, they remain popular in pop culture, adding to the triangle's mystique. Despite decades of speculation, the Bermuda Triangle remains an enduring mystery. Some experts argue that the number of incidents in the area isn't statistically abnormal when compared to other heavily traveled parts of the ocean. Still, the legends persist, and so do the questions. Is the Bermuda Triangle just a myth fueled by coincidence and human error? Or is something truly strange lurking in those waters? One thing's for sure, for every ship that sets sail or plane that flies across this region, there's a little more tension in the air, and a lot more curiosity. What does science say? So, what does actual science say about the Bermuda Triangle? Well, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, there's nothing inherently mysterious or uniquely dangerous about this part of the ocean. Statistically, the number of incidents in the triangle is not significantly higher than in any other busy maritime region. The Atlantic Ocean, especially the part stretching between Florida and the Caribbean, is one of the most heavily traveled routes in the world. With thousands of ships and planes crossing it each year, accidents are bound to happen. Let's talk about magnetic anomalies. Yes, it's true that certain areas on Earth can affect compass readings, places where magnetic north and true north line up, causing compasses to behave unusually. This phenomenon is known as magnetic declination zero. But here's the catch. It's not permanent. These zones shift over time due to changes in Earth's magnetic field, and they're not exclusive to the Bermuda Triangle. Pilots and navigators are trained to understand and correct for these deviations. So while strange compass readings make for a good story, they're far from supernatural. Now, what about the infamous methane gas theory? Researchers have demonstrated that massive bubbles of methane released from the ocean floor could theoretically reduce the density of the water, causing a ship to sink rapidly. That part is true in controlled environments. However, there's little geological evidence that such eruptions occur regularly in the Bermuda Triangle. No methane seeps or hydrate fields large enough to cause that kind of destruction have been discovered in the area, and no wrecks have ever been found that show signs of being suddenly dragged down by such a phenomenon. And then there's Flight 19. This case is often cited as proof of the Triangle's curse, but the official Navy investigation concluded otherwise. The pilots were flying under poor visibility, with malfunctioning instruments, and likely became disoriented. It's believed they ran out of fuel and crashed into the sea. The ocean is vast and deep, so deep, in fact, that locating wreckage can be nearly impossible, especially with 1940s-era technology. While tragic, the disappearance fits a pattern seen in many aviation mishaps: human error, bad weather, and poor navigation. Not an invisible force dragging planes from the sky. Lloyd's of London, one of the world's largest insurance markets, has also weighed in. They charge no higher premiums for ships passing through the Bermuda Triangle because, according to their records, there's no greater risk of shipwreck there than in any other part of the world. So when we strip away the stories, the facts become clearer. The Bermuda Triangle is no more dangerous than anywhere else. Most of the mysteries have reasonable explanations, many of them rooted in science, statistics, and human fallibility. But if that's the case, then why the myth persists? Why do we keep believing in the myth of the Bermuda Triangle? The answer lies not in the ocean, but in us. The modern legend really took off in the 1950s and 60s, thanks to a series of books and sensationalized articles. Writers like Vincent Gaddis and Charles Berlitz published bestsellers that presented the Triangle as a zone of supernatural forces and ancient secrets. Their stories left out key details, exaggerated timelines, and ignored expert opinions. But they sold millions of copies, and the public was hooked. Television didn't help either. Documentaries and dramatizations blurred the line between fact and fiction. Disappearances were framed as unsolvable enigmas, without diving into the boring but often accurate explanations. Suddenly, the Bermuda Triangle wasn't just a stretch of sea. It was a gateway to the unknown. But beyond media hype, there's something deeper going on: human psychology. We're drawn to mysteries, We crave explanations for the unexplainable, even if they're irrational. When a plane vanishes or a ship is lost without a trace, we don't want to hear bad weather or pilot error. We want intrigue. We want adventure. We want a story. And so the Bermuda Triangle remains alive in our collective imagination. Every time something strange happens in the Atlantic, headlines resurface, social media lights up, and the legend is reborn once again. In truth, the myth persists not because it's real, but because it's compelling. It taps into something universal, the fear of the unknown, and the thrill of wondering what might be lurking just beneath the surface. And maybe that's okay. Maybe we need a little mystery in a world that's becoming increasingly explainable. Just don't forget your compass. So, is the Bermuda Triangle truly cursed? Not likely, but it reminds us of the ocean's power and the dangers of misunderstanding science. If you enjoyed uncovering this mystery, hit that subscribe button because there are plenty more truths still waiting to be discovered.